Trolling. It's hard to determine where the term originated from. A troll is a person who does or says something with the intention of getting a negative response. At first, trolls were always taken at face value. Their main purpose was to piss people off. Take for instance YouTube's Chad Warden, who notoriously used the N-word and also bashed the Xbox community.
Niggas trying to say like Gears of War. Shit. Fuck Gears of War, more like Tears of War.
It turned out that Chad Warden was just a character created to upset the gaming community online. However, in this day and age, and now that people have become accustomed to spotting trolls, it's become harder and harder for trolls to stand out from the noise. Except on Twitter. A fucking breeding ground for these damn creatures. Today, trolls have reinvented themselves by striking a specific nerve at the right time. The separation of the good trolls versus the bad trolls is the underlying message each troll brings. That gets us to the one and only 6IX9INE. Now, I think I've watched enough 6IX9INE media to last me a lifetime. In 2018, 6IX9INE was unstoppable. One thing I've realized about 6IX9INE is that a lot of his strategies haven't necessarily always been planned out. He's always mostly gone through the motions since the release of Gummo. Take for instance the day he released one of his biggest songs at the time, Fifi. The public woke up to news of him being kidnapped and pistol whipped. It generated a lot of noise about him and the video then. Initially, the thoughts were, this is just a typical 6IX9INE successful publicity stunt. Come to find out, during his trial, he was actually kidnapped. I'm not laughing, I swear. That seems to be a running theme in 6IX9INE's career. You have the Barclays shooting, TMZ recording him admitting to Bilal's for hire, Shoddy, yeah, just fucking shoddy, and the whole band of other instances. 6IX9INE was definitely a viral character, and a character who was willing to do anything to get a piece of virality, which resulted in this. Gummo, Red Bandanas, peaked at number 12. Huda,
Minnesota Fight,
peaked at number 50. Kiki,
Airport Fight,
peaked at number 43. Billy, Breakfast Club, peaked at number 50. Now, with Gotti, this was the first time his promotion was actually planned. Peaked at number 99. Literally just made it onto the chart. Tati, Chief Keef Shot At, peaked at number 46. Fifi, Kidnapping, peaked at number 3. BB, well, nothing really happened. Peaked at number 30. Yo, have you guys actually translated the song? Yarrrr. Now these events I just mentioned had nothing to do with the songs themselves. They were just events that happened to be around the dates of these releases, generating more interest in 6IX9INE, not really his music. Up to that point, he had gone 7 for 7 on the Billboard charts, gearing up for his release of his debut album, Dummy Boy. But he had an appointment with the feds, studying soap dropping prevention 101. Speaking of soap dropping, Lil Nas X. So my rapper alter ego inside me is dying, okay? No homo for the rest of the video. The first time we heard of Lil Nas X was when he dropped his first viral song, Old Town Road. This song was everywhere. I wasn't exactly aware of how it blew up until I was given insight by 2 specific videos. One by Colin and Samir, and one by Patrick CC. Lil Nas X ran a Twitter meme page dedicated to Nicki Minaj, gaining a huge following of Nicki Minaj fans, which he would later deny because I guess at the time he hadn't dropped the Lifeboy bomb that he was gay.
Pause.
Before the release of his 7th EP, Lil Nas X told the world that he was gay. However, the EP wouldn't have any gay imagery. In fact, most of his music dealt with heterosexual themes such as Panini. Rodeo was the first video where you could actually see him in a less than normal outfit. Until this photo shoot. By the way, Cardi's verse on Rodeo was 10 times better. Hashtag just saying. Anyway, Lil Nas X would start being more comfortable with his sexuality online until the day the world lost its mind.
Rapper Lil Nas X had a hell of a weekend.
Lil Nas X's new single, Montero.
Got a lot of people talking with Lil Nas grinding up against Satan.
The 21-year-old slides down a pole to hell to seduce the devil and give Satan a lap dance.
I think the biggest problem for me is the fact that you don't understand that Old Town Road is every kid's anthem.
I literally sing about lean and adultery in Old Town Road. You decide to live childless and blame yourself.
I spent my entire teenage years hating myself because of all the beep y'all preached would happen to me because I was gay.
Children love him for that record. They tuned in and subscribed to his channels. So with no disclaimer, he just dropped some left field ish and all our kids seen it. Shaking my head.
I am an adult. I am not going to spend my entire career trying to cater to your children. That is your job.
So I hope you're mad, stay mad, feel the same anger you teach us to have towards ourselves.
But that music video isn't the only thing that has people talking.
Nike is suing over Lil Nas X's polarizing Satan Shoes collaboration.
Releasing a limited line of 666 Satan shoes.
New line of controversial sneakers.
Custom Nike sneakers that have a drop of human blood in them.
Featuring a pentagram pendant and a reference to Luke 10:18, a Bible verse about Satan's fall from heaven.
Nike now suing Mischief Product Studio for copyright infringement over those sneakers.
Lil Nas X would bring a heavy dose of reality by forcing the public to accept gay relationships. A music video where he would be sent to hell for being gay, then giving the devil a lap dance, and ultimately killing him to take the crown and be the devil?
You need Jesus!
Also this. Okay, I'm just gonna put this on screen for 5 seconds with a moment of silence. Apparently Drake doesn't know Nasty C. Anyway, watch Patrick CC's video to see a more in-depth analysis of what this impact really had. Today, I'd rather focus on the topic at hand. How the fuck does any of this relate to 6ix9ine? Get it? Fuck 6ix9ine, Lil Nas. Never mind. So, a gimmick is very important when selling music. Gimmicks allow you to sell your music in a package deal where the customer feels like they have something to talk about either before or after listening to the music. This is just part 1, and I'll have to have part 2 up sooner than usual because in part 2, I'll go way more in depth about gimmicks. However, it's a packaged deal. The gimmick has to go hand in hand with the music. You can't have one without the other. Here's where we separate the two of them. Even though 6ix9ine and Lil Nas have used controversy to sell their music, Lil Nas X's controversy has been in line with the single or project he's promoting at that time, thus putting a shining spotlight on the song or project itself. Whereas 6ix9ine's controversy is a separate thing from the music. Let me make a quick example. If Lil Nas X would remove either the music or the controversy from the equation, the other would not exist or the other would not make sense. If you remove the music video from the Call Me By Your Name song, then the controversy doesn't exist. In the same breath, the controversy doesn't make sense unless you've actually seen the music video or heard the song. Whereas with 6ix9ine, excluding Gummo, I can see why he's controversial without watching any of his music videos. Him getting arrested by the FBI didn't really do anything for the sales of his Dummy Boy album. Granted, it did leak before the release date, but he had a second chance with the Tattletales album, and that didn't do Montero numbers. Because of the planned nature of Lil Nas X's controversy, his album would go straight to number 2 and sell 126,000 copies in the first week. In 2021, those are great numbers for a debut album. Okay, one more reason why Lil Nas X has cracked the code better than 6ix9ine. Remember in the last video when I was speaking about my wife, Boydie? I said you need a story. Well, one of the reasons why stories are great at selling products is because of the feelings that were invoked during that story. From watching the market, most of the artists or songs with longevity had a story which invoked feelings. You had NWA with Fuck the Police in the 90s, Eminem Slim Shady's Persona in the early 2000s, and Kanye West's Auto-Tune in the late 2000s. These are some of the moments in the past that birthed controversial music that we still listen to today because of the story that surrounded the music and the feelings those stories invoked. I can't necessarily say that Lil Nas X's album is more of a classic compared to 6ix9ine, since that can only be determined by time. However, using the past references and current trajectories, we can make educated guesses as to whose music will have a more lasting impact. Now, this by no means is meant to make it seem as if 6ix9ine lacks a fan base. 6ix9ine still performs to sold out shows globally. However, 6ix9ine has struggled to stay relevant within the mainstream. He's had to buy spots in order to get the #1 song on Billboard. The song, however, didn't have impact and was pushed solely on the strength of the 6ix9ine brand and a few YouTube ads. Lil Nas X, on the other hand, was being promoted by news channels down to TikTok trends and Instagram impressions of the exact same piece of media, which is the project or single being pushed at that current time. If you ever think of selling your music with controversy, make sure it coincides with your music. Make sure those feelings that the audience will feel is about your music rather than just about your normal life. That way, your fan base can associate a real feeling about your art than just meh, like and subscribe. If you enjoyed this analysis here, please consider clicking that subscribe button and the like button. I really would appreciate it. Also, click on the playlist right here and download the song that's currently playing.
Bitch, I am broke. I ain't gon' trip. I show my Nikes, you asked for the whip. Had to pay rent. Told my landlord, little bitch, I spend all that shit on my drip. Suck on my dick, I bust on your lip. Do that little shit where you bounce on my D. I stepped in this beat with 2 fake IDs. My name's all I need, like doobie doobie. Smoke on my weed, doobie. I'm higher than canopy seasonal trees.